Hey people, how is everyone doing? Finally got out of the subway. It was pretty chaotic, to be honest, on a subway today. So Celeste's with me. Say hi. If you haven't met Celeste before, Celeste is my daughter, and we've been in New York together today, and actually went to the Friends experience this morning, and then she joined me at my work for the afternoon. So yeah, here we are. And welcome those of you that are in chat. I'm struggling to read the text right now because of walking, and it's windy, so I apologize for that. But we're just walking from Lincoln Center right now to Dana Barrett's apartment, which is where we're going to do the live from today. So if you have anything you want to talk about or see related to Dana Barrett's apartment, let me know. Hey Rebecca, how you doing? How far of a walk is it? Not far. We got off at Lincoln Center Station, which is 66th Street, and that brings you out basically a block from Dana Barrett's apartment, and that's the one. And again, let me know if you're struggling to hear me because it's very windy and sometimes it can get hard to hear the live stream. But yeah, my office is down, kind of not quite downtown, but there-ish, towards the bottom of Fifth Avenue. And so it was, we took a train to Times Square, and then a train from Times Square to Lincoln Center. So, Ed says that he's still craving chicken from a few weeks ago. Look, dude, go buy some. I'm not stopping you. Nobody here's stopping you. Rebecca, thank you for letting me know that you can hear clearly. Okay, so we're just about to arrive onto Central Park West. And if I bring you over here onto Central Park West and just change the shot here, you'll see something very familiar. This is Dana Barrett's apartment, or Spook Central. Famously, the showdown between Gozer and the Ghostbusters happened right here. And this is where Louis Tully walked out walked is probably not the right word, ran out of the building and across the street there to Tavern on the Green, which is the building that you can just see here, which is the restaurant where he gets absolutely no response from any of the people dining whatsoever. So yeah, so this is where we are today. Yeah, it does look surprisingly good. Hey folks, let's see, Cameron. Hey Cameron. Cameron says I should live stream from the Statue of Liberty. That should be on the next one. It's a little harder to get to the Statue of Liberty than it is to get here. You have to get a ferry over there and pay a lot to go over there, obviously. Jadil, hello. Yes, I do remember you. And Tuskayomi, hi, how are you? Good to see you on the stream again. It does look surprisingly good. Part of the reason it looks so good is they've actually been doing work on the building for some time. So just, for the last Thanksgiving parade, the Macy's Thanksgiving parade actually comes down the street here. And we stood here when we came out to see the parade, literally by this well-known church, the Nobody Steps on a Church in My Town church. Right there. So yeah. So Brick TV, no, it's not very busy. I mean, this is pretty normal actually for kind of Central Park West. It's not as heavily populated with people going to and from work, because most of these places down here are going to be places where folks live. And then when you head more over to Lincoln Center and then a little further north, you'll find a denser population again. Obviously, all the apartments on Central Park are incredibly expensive. And let me just turn this. Hey, Pyro. I've been good, thank you. How are you? Good to see you. So this is the view of Central Park. It's very cloudy in New York today. You can't even see the top of that building. But this is obviously a Central Park view. And if you've never been to New York City, Central Park is an incredible place to come visit. It's kind of surreal to be in the middle of a beautiful park and then kind of look to the distance and find yourself looking up at some of these incredibly tall buildings. And Rebecca, the architecture in the building is beautiful Gothic architecture here. This reminds me very much of churches in Europe, actually, the design and look and feel of this church. So yeah, that makes it even worse that the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man trod on it.
I know.
Can't even imagine the amount of work they had to do to repair this, but it looks good now. They've obviously repaired it.
I was going to bring that up.
Oh, you were going to bring that up? Okay. Oh, somebody is screaming very loudly, which is also a New York thing as well.
Karen,
I think she was trying to cross the road and somebody on their bike went very, very fast past them. And that is a good point, actually, because one of the things that is really challenging on the streets of New York these days is that you have a bike lane next to the sidewalk, and the bikes are all electric here, and so they go so fast. They go faster than the cars sometimes. It's incredibly dangerous. Welcome if you're just joining. Here we are at Dana Barrett's apartment, Spook Central in New York City.
Maybe she was in the wrong place.
She could have been, that's true.
Because she should have been looking, maybe.
And I haven't asked permission, so I'll just quickly show this, but it's important to note that they do still have doormen here at this building, like many buildings in New York City. And so that whole thing with the doorman and him saying a bear in their apartment is a whole thing. it would be real. In fact, the last time I was here with the Ecto 1, when we were driving it through the streets of New York, we stopped here and the doormen were like, "We've been waiting for you guys, where have you been?" which was kind of cool. They were very excited and took a lot of photos with the Ecto 1, which was really awesome. Let's see what people are saying. Cameron's saying Coney Island. Yeah, Coney Island's now a Ghostbusters location. You were right. Let's see. Mopeps, hi. Good evening for you. I can't remember. You UK based? I'm trying to remember. Love to see the stream. Can't stay for long. It's all right. Welcome for however long you can be here. And if you've got any questions or things you want to see, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm an expert on this building by any stretch of the imagination, but we can chat about it in whatever way you would like. Amy Jo Johnson saying, "Welcome to my apartment." This is your apartment? Nice work, if that's your apartment. Let's see. Oh, I see what you're doing, Amy. Recounting the movie, very good. Yes, what's the line? Your girlfriend lives in the corner apartment of Spook Central. Is basically, the source of all psychokinetic energy in New York City, right here. And it's worth noting, you won't be able to see it from here, but there's a very cool roof. And actually, if you want me to, I can go back into Central Park a bit and get a slightly wider view of this building for you. But the temple on the top was obviously constructed in a studio, so it isn't exactly the same kind of look at the top of the building, but there is actually quite a cool top to this building that looks kind of temple-y. And the other thing to note is they actually bought in here on the street in front of the building. So what you can see here, they bought pneumatic rams out here and put them in the street to create the effect of an earthquake happening. And that was all done here. It wasn't done in a studio. It was done on the street right in front of here. And one of the things that I've heard Jason Reitman discuss, because he was a child at the time when they were shooting Ghostbusters here. He said he thought, well, that's just what you do when you're a filmmaker. You can dig up the streets of New York and break them and do whatever you want. And so that was his like kind of first experience of, or at least one of his earliest memories of filmmaking, was being here on the street in New York, where they broke the street to pieces. Now, obviously, they didn't actually really do that. They didn't break the street to pieces, but they did bring in a fake street, which was pretty cool. Robert is quoting from the movie, "Are you checking her out?" Sorry, checking her apartment out. Yes, I'm checking her apartment out. You are right. Is saying, bro, this needs more likes. Yeah, if you're enjoying the stream, hit the like button, because that helps more people on the internet to see this stream. And if you've got questions about this apartment here and you want to learn more, or you want to ask Celeste, who's with me today, any questions?
I have to go see it soon. I hope I actually get chicken.
Okay, Ed is actually going to go get chicken. Okay, fair enough. That's fine. Like I said, that's what I said, go do. Amy, yeah, I bet she's possessed by Zool. I see the temple. Yeah. So speaking of the temple, if you guys want me to cross the street and get slightly wider shot here, I'm very happy to do that. And if you're new to the stream, we're here on Central Park West. We're at Dana Barrett's apartment from Ghostbusters. Not at her literal apartment, because that was actually on a set in LA, but we're at the building that was used for the exterior of Dana Barrett's apartment. And also near Tavern on the Green, right here, which is the famous sequence where Louis Tully runs over there and tries to get in. Wow. By the way, just in case you wondered, that's proof we're really in New York City. The very loud streets and the very loud noise coming from folks everywhere.
Why can't they drive?
Yeah, so, yeah, Robert, that's it. No one ever made them like this. Yeah, you're right. Selenium girders? Who makes buildings with selenium girders? Rebecca's saying my anxiety would never deal with New York. Oh, you don't even want to know the journey we had here, right, Celeste? The journey on the subway. How was that?
A lot of people.
It was a lot of people. Crazy journey. And sadly, one of the sad things about New York these days is there are a lot of people with unfortunately mental health issues on the streets sometimes. And there was a guy talking to himself about slightly scary things on the train.
What was he saying?
I'm not even going to repeat them on this chat.
Wait, repeat it to me.
I'll repeat it to you later, but I'm not going to repeat them on the chat. But yeah, that was kind of crazy. But actually, despite all the bad press that New York sometimes get and the subway gets, I've never had any real problems. Just things that are a little bit like ugh, from time to time. Yes, Parker, hello. First live stream here. Glad to see that you're filming locations. Thanks, Parker. Welcome to the live stream. And like I said, if anyone is interested in seeing anything specific, if you want me to head across the street and get a slightly wider shot of the building, and we can look at it from across the street, I'm very happy to do so. I will stop short at saying that I will run across the street like Louis Tully did, which might be a little bit too much for me. But that view of Louis Tully's run is literally here. So he ran over there and then leapt over that wall, which it's not actually a short wall, so it wouldn't be very easy to do that. But considering that this is what we're going to do, I'm going to take you across the street now, so you can have a look at the building from the other side. Yeah, Parker's up for that. Okay, awesome. Parker's currently making a game, and that would help a lot with reference pictures. All right, let's help you out then, sir. I will get the shots you want, and you can grab your screen if you want. So I'm going to take a shot here because this is pretty cool. But this is the side of the building, and you'll remember that there was some pieces of kind of Art Deco on these walls here and here and here. They don't exist in real life because they were added for the movie. So if you remember, they fell off the wall in the earthquake. So they were actually fakey walls that they put up on some of those pillars to give the sense of things kind of collapsing and falling down. And like I said, there's a whole bunch of stuff that they brought in here to create the earthquake. Celeste, we're going to head across the road when it's safe to do so. So this is one of the few places actually in Central Park where a road crosses through the center of Central Park here. It goes kind of down and a little bit towards the other side, and then obviously it ends up on Central Park East, kind of close to where the zoo is, where Central Park Zoo is. So here we go, we're going to cross the road now. This is us, as always, every time you're in New York, kind of taking your life into your own hands as you cross the road. Can always be a little bit chaotic. So here we are, we've crossed the road now. Let me see your questions. Cameron's suggesting try and stream the museum from Ghostbusters 2 or City Hall. Those are really good ideas. Thanks, Cameron. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to turn this around. Let me just get these questions and then I'll turn the camera around. Christine, can you show us the Ghostbusters Hall? You mean the firehouse? I can. I'll take you to the firehouse another day. I've done a few live streams from there, but very happy to go back. Where do I get all the information from the movie? Is saying, from being a massive geek and watching it a lot. And reading about it and watching special features. Parker, imagine having to read every shot of those falling pillars and putting them up constantly. Must have been a pain. Yeah, I have no idea actually how many shots of that they did, or whether they kind of went for a one shot on multiple camera angles and had to just catch it. I need to check that out. It's a good point. You heard something, Amy heard something going on up top the building. We'll see that in a sec. Okay, and Ghostbusters Hall again, if you mean, Christine, the firehouse, I can't today, it's a long way from here, actually. So Kyle, actually, the thing about the earthquake being on the soundstage, there's actually footage of a fake ground that they brought in here into New York City itself. So whether they replicated some parts of the soundstage, I'm not aware of that. I always thought it was done on a soundstage, but I was saying earlier that I listened to an interview with Jason Reitman, and he was saying that, it's Celeste, he was saying that they did this on the street, and he remembers thinking, oh, when you're a filmmaker, you need to tear up the street in New York. That was his memory. Okay. Right, I'm trying to say your name. Ellie Steam Cool? Hopefully that's right. If it's not, hello, welcome. You're new to the stream. Welcome, very welcome. Robert's saying, which would you have accepted? Frozen Empire, it wasn't for me. These stories remind me how incredible that first two are. I actually like Frozen Empire, but you're free not to like it. Everyone's free to like what they want to. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera around so you can get a proper view of the building. So here it is. And there is the piece at the top of the building. And as you can see, this does not look exactly like the Temple of Gozer at the top there. They replaced that, and that definitely was shot on a soundstage when they filmed that. But laying that aside, it's still a gloriously beautiful building and has this very cool kind of Art Deco architecture that is just fantastic. I don't know what room that is up the top there. I wonder if that's the top penthouse suite or whether it's occupied in any way. I don't know. But somebody was saying earlier that the building's looking in really good nick, and it is. They've had scaffolding up on this building for some time, and that has meant that they've done a lot of work. And over here, of course, as I said earlier, is the church that the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man treads on. And Pete Venkman famously said, "No one steps on a church in my town," but in a better accent than mine. Celeste has a question.
Okay.
What's the question, Celeste?
Does he destroy it, or does he just cover it in marshmallows?
He steps on it. So he does destroy part of it, and then when the Marshmallow Man gets to the top, he's blasted by the big explosion on the top of the building. And it's worth noting, I don't know if you know this, but the explosion that happens when they actually reverse the door and send Gozer back, that explosion was meant to be intentionally over the top, because of course, if you look at the movie, that explosion would have killed them instantly. And that was kind of meant to be a joke in and of itself. But I just remember it looking so cool. And then the Marshmallow Man, melting. It's a lot of marshmallow, yeah. Yeah, and
I would eat some.
again, back to the comment of the soundstage, it makes more sense to me that the marshmallow was on a soundstage. So I need to go and do some research on that, or if you can look on Google and find the answer to that, I would love you to tell me. Let's see, what else are people saying? I'm going to turn around here so people can see the building behind me while I'm talking. Okay. Sorry, so many questions people are asking. Columbia University for the next one. Camera's suggesting, yeah, I could do Columbia University. It's a little further north than here, but could definitely do that. Oh yeah, Amy's saying that she can see Sigourney Weaver up here somewhere. You've got a better eye than me. People saying, whoa, it is pretty cool. Let's see. It would be awesome to go to the rooftop. It would. Maybe someday. I think if we come here with Nick and the Ecto, it's amazing what doors the Ecto 1 will open if you're if you're in it. People will let you in. And if you saw, there's a video of me riding the Ecto around the city for the very first time, and in that video, they do let me in with a proton pack dressed as a Ghostbuster into this building, and they do let me go up the stairs. I didn't go all the way up. I kind of played the joke about that's a lot of stairs. But yeah, so yes, they do need a life-size Stay Puft next to the building. That would be really cool. Rebecca's saying it's well maintained. It really is. Christy's saying, what's your favorite Ghostbusters? Mine was the first one. Mine is also the first one, but I really like Afterlife as well. Evil Bear, hey Evil Bear. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Thank you for joining the stream. Demetrius, hey Demetrius. Demetrius would love to see that, yes. Doesn't the building, the yellowish one by the firehouse, have scaffolding on it as well? That's a good question. I don't think it does anymore. I don't think it does. Let's see. Okay, what else are people saying? Demetrius, what part of New York is the apartment in? So this is Central Park West. So we're literally on Central Park here. This is Central Park behind me. And then if you turn around, you literally see the building. So this is where Louis Tully literally ran out of the building here and across the street and over the wall into Central Park when he was being chased by a terror dog. So that was all filmed right here. Evil Bear often thought, do you reckon the marshmallow was hot? It probably was. If you think about how hot marshmallow is when you're having a campfire or something, that probably wasn't very nice. And then it falls on everyone. It must have been hot and hurt. That's a very good point, and I think you might be right there. I'm surprised that Walter Peck wasn't burned to a crisp. Celeste is listening to music here and singing in the background. Yeah. Let's see. Right. Ecto 1 powers, yeah. It's gonna be, yeah. You know, when you turn up in that car dressed as a Ghostbusters, it's amazing what happens. People will let you do almost anything. I mean, you know, within reason. But, you know, people will let you park places you wouldn't typically park. The police, they let you do things like run lights and sirens that strictly you wouldn't be able to do. But the car is so iconic that people just love it. They love it. Let's see, what else? Hey, Big Brain Time. I have to leave the stream, but thanks for reading my comments. You're very, very welcome. Thanks for joining. It's good to see you. Parker, I debate that Frozen Empire is better than Ghostbusters Afterlife. Has that nostalgic feeling of the movie, you know what I mean? Yeah, I know what you mean. I really liked Frozen Empire for that reason. I think it was quite different to Afterlife, was a very particular kind of movie. And then Frozen Empire, again, was a very different type of movie. I like both of them for different reasons.
The building was built in 1929 as an interesting fact.
Oh, Rebecca, thank you for adding actual real knowledge to the chat. I appreciate it. And those of you that have never joined one of these live streams before, welcome. It's lovely having you here.
I think so.
And I cover a whole bunch of stuff. I've done a lot of Ghostbusters lately, went to the world premiere of Frozen Empire. if you're into that kind of stuff, head over to my channel or drop a subscription. That's probably the easiest way to make sure you have access to all of those videos. And we've got coverage of the premiere, hanging out with the director, hanging out with McKenna Grace, seeing all of the stars of the movie, and hanging out at the firehouse with the Ecto Z, which is the new car, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So if you like that kind of thing, and you like this stream, drop a subscription and hit the like button, because the like button helps other people to find this stuff. Let's see what else people are saying in chat. And if you're just here, we are on Central Park West. We're at Spook Central, Dana Barrett's apartment, doing a live from New York, a location live from New York. And there's, as you know, loads of amazing filming locations in New York. But as we've been putting so much attention onto Ghostbusters, I thought let's hit some of these Ghostbusters locations. Right, who else is asking questions? Evil
they
Bear.
asked if they still had this sign on the hole.
On the firehouse?
Yeah.
Yes, so the Ghostbusters sign is still on the firehouse, and I know that people would like me to do a live stream from there as well. I've done a few from there, but very happy to go back. It's actually quite easy for me to get there from work, so happy to do that. Let's see, Evil Bear. Oh, talking about the marshmallow. Yeah, when the marshmallow lands on them, it did, although I guess because the Ghostbusters didn't really react to the temperature. Yeah, I think this is the thing, right? The explosion would have killed everyone on the top anyway. I don't think that marshmallow would have looked so white. I think it would have looked very toasted. But as is the point I was making earlier, the intention of that explosion being so big and everyone surviving was kind of meant to be a joke in the movie. Elijah, hi, you love Ghostbusters, me too. Welcome to the stream. Demetrius, when I was younger, I actually had the toy Proton Pack. And Proton Packs are cool. I'm in the middle. Last Saturday, I shared some work that I was doing on my Proton Pack that I'm building. And I've been doing more work this week. So again, if you want me to do a live again on Saturday of me carrying on with my Proton Pack build, I'm very happy to do it. Hit me up in the chat. Let me know if you want me to do that. I'll happily do that from my workshop again. And I might have some news, by the way, by then. If you're a Ghostbusters fan and you know some of the folks behind the scenes, might have some news on a live stream with Ben Eady, who was a prop master on Ghostbusters Afterlife, because we're planning to do that together, which would be super fun. Sorry, so many questions, trying to get to all your questions. And again, I see new people arriving. Welcome. We're at Central Park West. We're at Dana Barrett's apartment in New York City. You'd think, so Chrissy's saying, you think they'd have a statue of something at Ghostbusters? Yeah, they don't, but what they do have is obviously the firehouse with the sign still up, which is kind of a location that lots of people head to. But if you're in Philadelphia, they have a statue of Rocky from the Rocky movies on the steps that he ran up and held his hands in the air. So yeah, they should really have a statue of I mean, look at all the space there is here. They should put the Ghostbusters statue. Okay, we need to petition New York for that. Can you imagine having a Ghostbusters statue? The three of them just stood here looking up at the building. 3 of them? What am I talking about? 4 of them. Can't count today. Standing looking up at the building. That would be incredible. I would love that. Evil Bear, yeah, see you later. It sounds like you're heading out. Thanks for joining. Let's see. What's your favorite Ecto 1 or Ecto 1 or Ecto 1A? My favorite is the Ecto 1. But I actually do like the additions they made in Frozen Empire to the Ecto 1. With the launcher on the roof for the trap and stuff. I thought that was cool. Parker's saying, am I going to Ghostbusters Day? Yes, I'm going to Ghostbusters Day this year. I don't know about 25 or 26, but we'll see. This year is going to be a big one, right? Ghostbusters Day, it's the 40th anniversary. Can you believe this? 40 years of Ghostbusters. Crazy. And actually, if you're into other franchises like I am, it's 45 years of Alien. If you can believe that. And Alien's going to be out. We talked about Alien a little bit on my last live stream. But yeah, crazy. Let's see. Another Elijah. Hello. Tsukiyomi, have you thought about going to Dana Barrett's apartment from the second movie? Oh, that's a good question. I have not. This is supposed to be the address. 325 East 77th Street, New York. That's interesting. I need to, and I don't even know if that was the actual location, but I can definitely check that out. I can find out. Michael, it is Spook Central. You are right. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to catch up with all these questions. There are so many. Thank you for making so many comments in chat here. Let's see. We're talking about the game. Yes, Evil Bear. I've seen the updates to the game. It looks awesome. Let's see. Right. So many questions, folks. Thank you. What was your favorite Ecto 1? I think I said the Ecto 1. Sorry, I'm getting... But unless you asked that question twice. Let's see. Gavin, hey, how are you doing? Thank you for joining. Nice to see you. Cameron's asking a really good question here. If you only had one movie to watch for the rest of your life, what would it be and why? I'm going to have to think on that. But if you are listening and you have an answer to that and you want to put it in chat, feel free. Amy's saying, do you think Sigourney will be possessed again? I don't know if Sigourney's going to be in any more Ghostbusters movies, would be my thought. The best Fortnite player. How is the fire station? The fire station is awesome. We're not there today, as you can see, obviously, we're at Spook Central. But I have streamed from there before, and if you want to check out some of that stuff, or even any of the stuff from behind the scenes of Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, shot at the firehouse, and any of the other content done from the firehouse, you'll find that all on my channel. If you just drop a subscription to this channel, then you'll find access to all of that. And if you're liking what you see, please hit the like button, and it'll make YouTube send this to more people. And also, if you like it, please subscribe. There's loads more content like this. Let's see. Rebecca, the Art Deco style of everything in the original Ghostbusters is the best. I agree. Looking back to see how things have changed as well. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful apartment. Let's see. Trend Aiden. Hey, Trend Aiden, how are you? Nice to see you again. Let's see. I'm sorry if I'm skipping anything. I'm jumping forward. Oh, Michael's saying, and it's the 40th anniversary of Transformers. That's crazy. Crazy. Yes, it was 1984 when the cartoon came out and the toys came out and the comics started coming out. Crikey. So many good things. Patrick, say hi to Sigourney Weaver, Michael on the 22nd floor. I will, if they let me in. I don't think they're going to let me into the building today, as it is a private apartment. Will, hello. Will is saying that their brother looks like one of the Pterodogs. I don't know what to say to that, Will. I don't know what to say to that, other than maybe they should be looking for a part in a Ghostbusters movie. Rebecca's commenting on, I think, what movie would you want to watch for the rest of your life? And easy answer, original Ghostbusters. There you go. Somebody's here from, or at least speaking in Spanish. I'm sorry I don't speak Spanish. I wish I knew how to speak Spanish, otherwise I would speak to you. Again, people saying Ghostbusters is easy to watch on repeat. This is the answer to the question about which movie would you watch for the rest of your life if you could only watch one. Stream Cool is saying, I have the Ecto 1 from Playmobil. You should make a toy review. It's a pretty good toy. Yeah, I was chatting with one of my buddies actually about Ghostbusters toys just a couple of days ago. So yeah, maybe I should do that if you're interested in me trying to do that. Mentos 360, love your channel. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you for saying so. Thank you for being here. Are you going to be at the Ghostbusters Day on the 10th, 9th or 8th? Oh, well, I'm going to be there on the Saturday, which I think is the 8th, I think, or the 9th. Anyway, whatever Saturday in June it is, the 8th. I'm pretty sure it's the 8th. Evil Bear, one movie. It depends on whether we're talking like one movie franchise or just one movie. Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Because I feel like it's a franchise. I'd have to say Star Wars. It's got so many to pick from. Yeah, that's a good choice. I love Star Wars. Hoping actually, this is new news here coming up, but I'm hoping to be at a convention in a few weeks' time and bring you some Star Wars content, because just a couple of folks from Star Wars are going to be there, like Rosario Dawson and Aiden Christensen are going to be there. So I'm really hoping to get some press credentials to be able to bring you some of that behind the scenes stuff there. We'll see. People say, Demetrius saying Slimer is awesome. Sigourney needs to be in Ghostbusters 5 as Dana Barrett. Well, you know, I don't know if you remember this. When we streamed last week on Thursday, we streamed from the New York Public Library. And in Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, there is a little Dana Barrett Easter egg. And that Easter egg is her cello performance being advertised on one of the signs outside the library. Let's see. Tuskegee, Gremlins 40th anniversary. Oh my gosh, you are right. It is Gremlins 40th anniversary as well. So many good movies came out in 1984. And then, of course, Back to the Future, which was kind of 1984, 85. It was that time. So amazing. How many people are still alive? Christine's asking from the actual Ghostbusters. I think of all the core cast, everyone, obviously, apart from Harold Ramis, who sadly passed away, but that was featured very well, actually, in Ghostbusters Afterlife. If you haven't seen that movie, highly recommend it. Very good film. Rebecca's saying Gremlins is a good movie. I agree. People are asking each other or me, are they the Keymaster? I am not the Keymaster, but I'm a friend of his. He told me to meet him here. Yeah. Okay. Who else? Janosch or something, please correct me. Oh, Janosch is the character from Ghostbusters 2, right? The art guy from the art museum, who's very funny. Evil Bear's asking if I might meet Anakin. I might. We'll see. We'll see what happens, if that happens. I would get the equipment with McKenna so we can see if Zool is still there. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you were not on the stream earlier, a while back, I turned up here in the Ecto one dressed as a Ghostbuster. There's a whole video on my channel of me doing that. And I put on a proton pack and did go into this building, and they did let me go upstairs. Obviously, Dana Barrett's actual apartment isn't there because it's, on a soundstage, but that is what I did. And it was so fun. But yeah, if you want to check out that video, go look for it on my channel. And if you haven't yet, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button, because that's how it works here on on YouTube. Apparently likes and subscriptions matter. So yeah, if you're willing to like and subscribe, I'd love you to. And if you're new here, welcome. So many comments and questions. This is crazy. Thank you, folks. Let's see. Stream cool. I want the Ecto one, but it's my dream car. Yeah, I knew what you meant. Ecto one, yeah. And building and creating an Ecto one is a tough thing these days. So my buddy Nick, you can check him out on Ecto1_NJ on Instagram, is currently in the process of building another Ecto. So he has one fantastic Ecto one, and my understanding is that Ecto is going to end up being crafted like the one from Afterlife. That's my understanding, but we will see. Stephanie, hello, welcome to the chat. It is good to see you folks here. Thank you folks for joining the chat, and thank you Rebecca for calling out like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Tsukiyomi, what a lot of people don't realize is tons of great movies came out in '84, from Star Wars movie, Indiana Jones, and many other movies. Ghostbusters was #1 at the box office that year. It was incredible. You were right. There were so many really cool things at that time. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. So yeah, it was a pretty unique and amazing year. Evil Bear says, I was telling my buddy about your stream the other day when they did the siren and you got told to stop as the kids were sleeping. Yeah, so Evil Bear's referring to, we did a live stream from the firehouse one evening. I think it was my first ever live stream. Can you believe that, folks? Or at least my first one. Yeah, it was like my first actual one, like from the streets of New York. But yeah, we were filming with the Ecto for a comedy special, and the siren and the lights were running. And yeah, somebody came down from their apartment and said, "Hey, you are waking up my kid," is what was being said. So yeah, so we stopped running the siren, but we did run the lights. Let's see, lots of comments here. Let's see, Christine, I wonder how long it would take them to set up the scene when they take the scene down for the movie. That would take forever. Yeah, it does. Anything filming, particularly here, if you can imagine. And this is not a quiet street. It looks quiet because the traffic comes in kind of chunks, but shutting down this street to film is no small feat. So when they did this, it was a pretty incredible thing that they did it. And then if you recall, of course, there's this amazing shot. Let's turn the camera around for a second. So the shot is, if you recall, you get this amazing shot down here, and I'm just going to try and zoom in. My fingers are a bit cold. It's gone very cold in New York, but there's this great shot, and it's perfect. We've got some police lights down there, but the Ecto comes up this road. You see this shot here, and then it pulls up in front of, obviously, in front of Spook Central here. So yeah, and then they look up at the Temple of Gozer on the top of the building, and of course I think it's this apartment here in the corner, let me just put my finger in there, is Dana Barrett's apartment. That's my understanding, and that's the one where the window blows out on the corner. So yeah, let's see, what else are people saying? Elstream Cool is saying, I don't know if I'll see your next stream, but the stream popped up on my shorts page, but I'll subscribe and hit the bell so I can see your next one. Thank you. Super appreciate that. Thank you. Demetrius, I wonder if they're going to keep the Ghostbusters franchise going. I would love them to. I know they're doing a cartoon, so hopefully that will happen. Let's see. Rebecca, the live before the premiere is when that happened. Yes, you're right. It is. Amy saying a lot of stuff about the temple and Gozer and Sigourney Weaver still living on the 22nd floor. You know what, I can tell you something very, very cool about this building. So we were here with the Ecto, as I said, a while back. And one of the cool things that happened was we came out of the building, and one of the people in the building said that the actor that plays Dean Yeager, so the Dean that fires them at the beginning of Ghostbusters, actually lives in this building, apparently. So that's a cool Ghostbusters. I mean, I only know that anecdotally from being on the street and this person telling me. But it's surprising who you meet when you're with the Ecto and they come up to you. We also met somebody that was a reporter. So when we were filming that night, I wasn't live streaming, but this lady and her husband came out of a restaurant and we were there with the Ecto. And they said, oh, my wife was in Ghostbusters. And we were like, what? And they said, yeah. And I said, what did you play? And she said, I was one of the reporters. So you know that scene in Ghostbusters where they're standing and asking them questions and it kind of kicks off the Ghostbusters montage? She was one of the reporters outside the Sedgwick Hotel, which is kind of amazing. Gavin is saying, when me and my dad went to New York, we went there and I was watching Ghostbusters for reference. There you go. It's super fun to come to cities sometimes, especially ones you've seen in movies. Sometimes what I've done is brought little photos or stills from the movie, printed them out, and then go around the town or the city and find those locations and then take a photo holding that still up, which can be super fun. Yes, so people talking a little about Ghostbusters 5. Let's see. Commenting on Saving the Day music playing when they came down. I'm sorry I'm so behind on these comments. I wonder if they actually had newspapers in the Ghostbusters, whether they were captured, the ghosts. That would be so cool if they did that back then. Yeah, it would. Yeah, imagine living in the building. That would be pretty amazing, wouldn't it, to live here? You need a few dollars to live here, though. I'm just going to say that. Let's see. Cameron said we should go to Madison Square Garden or Lincoln Center or the Empire State Building. Lincoln Center's just over there, actually. It's just one block from here. But I don't think, apparently you can't live stream from there. I heard somebody got told off for doing that. Stephanie's saying, I'll be in the city. Sorry about the wind. It's very blowy. After the year-old party, my sister wants to go. There you go. Well, yeah, you'll love it. You'll love it. Dimitri's asking, and they're bringing back the cartoon. They're bringing back a cartoon. I don't know about the cartoon, but a cartoon, and it's going to be on Netflix, is my understanding. So that's currently happening. Gil Kinnan, the director of Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, talked about having seen the concept art and the design for the cartoon. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Right, Martin. Hello, Martin. The top of the building was made in a studio. Yes. And superimposed, yes, with physical effects in post-production, so the top of the building we saw in the movie doesn't exist. Correct. Yes, that is right. That's why it looks so different here. There's extra floors on the building compared to this. They made the building taller and obviously put Gozer's temple on the top of it. Oh, is it Rick Moranis' birthday today? Well, happy birthday, Rick Moranis. My understanding is that he doesn't live that far from here. Maybe he'll walk past. Can you imagine? We were just live streaming. And he just walks out of that door across the street just for us and say, there's a bear in my apartment. That would be kind of fun. is 71. Wow, Parker, that's crazy. Hello from Napa County Ghostbusters, William. Hello, William. Hello to you, and hello to your wonderful Ghostbusters franchise. Welcome to the live stream. Evil Bear, just remember that they had to run upstairs. Yes, there was that long scene. So in my video where I turn up here with the Ecto-1 and actually go into the building, I go into the stairwell, and it is very tall. The stairwell that they used in the movie was not a stairwell in this building. Again, that was a stairwell in Los Angeles. Christine's asking how much of a mess, or they wonder how much of a mess they have had to clean up after the scene with Slimer and with all the stuff on the road. Yeah, exactly. And there's a bit of a conversation going on in chat. I know that they did film a lot of the stuff here at the front, but my assumption was they'd also made a sound stage for some of the stuff here. So I don't know how much of each was the case. And again, I would assume that it would be easier to clean up a soundstage. Well, not easier, but less trouble for the city to clean up a soundstage than to clean up the actual street here in New York City. Patrick's opening. Let's see, Demetrius Johnson. Did he do a cameo in Frozen Empire? Unfortunately not, no. There was no Rick Moranis in Frozen Empire. I think, as many of you will know, he's retired from acting pretty much completely. So he has not. So I'm going to be here for like another 10 minutes. So let me turn this camera around. Rick Moranis is a national treasure. I agree, Rebecca. Gavin, hello. I watched the behind the scenes of Ghostbusters or something like that. One of the guys said that one of the actors pulled him over in his car when they had the road closed off. Yes, I can't imagine how much effort it was to shut this road off. It's a two-way street as well. And so they would really have had to do some significant effort to shut this down. And if you're brand new and you've just joined the chat, welcome. It's good to see you guys. Thank you. We are at Dana Barrett's apartment. We are at Spook Central in New York City doing a live stream from the location that they used in the original movie, which is pretty awesome. And I have to say that I'm very grateful to come to places like this. It's one of the cool things about working and living near New York, that this stuff is accessible to me. So why not take the opportunity to come here and share it with you folks? Because for a very long time I didn't live here, so I would have loved people to have done stuff like this so I could feel like I was part of the city and part of enjoying these things. So what are people asking me? About the using the Ecto-1, in Ghostbusters Afterlife. Yeah, they had 3 Ectos for Afterlife. And my understanding is they did use one of the Ecto-1 for one of those things. Christine, how was the fridge cutscene made? And like that room was done, that would be very cool. Yeah, the fridge scene, it's very interesting actually, because I've seen an early cut. We went to a screening with Jason Reitman of the original Ghostbusters rough cut, which was basically they found it in a closet on a beta tape. And restored it so people could watch it, and it had no visual effects, no music. And so that scene with Dana Barrett opening the fridge here in this building, when she opens the fridge, it cuts to a shot that says insert visual effects here, and then back to her face screaming and slamming the door shut, which is kind of funny. But they use that as a preview screening for people, and apparently as the story goes, even though they showed the movie, an early cut of the movie to people with no visual effects and no music, people, when they saw that like flat card that said visual effects here, they screamed in the theater, even though there was nothing to see. So that's very, very cool. Rebecca's saying, I'm a Midwest girl, so very much appreciate you sharing New York City with us. You are very, very welcome. Although the Midwest is a beautiful, beautiful place, I could say from experience of having been there. Let's see. Christine is saying, my question is, how did they get the Statue of Liberty to move in the movie? So actually, it was very similar to the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. They had a person dressed in an outfit that looked like the Statue of Liberty and had them walk on a miniature street. I mean, miniature, like bigature, is the term that's been used a lot now, especially since Weta Workshop and Peter Jackson's team, Weta, workshop came up with that term bigature. So it's like a big miniature. So basically they did that. The same with the Marshmallow Man. They had a replica of the street, and they had an actor walk down it. So that shot that you see here, and then down there of Columbus Circle, which is where you see the Marshmallow Man walk, that was all done with miniatures, and then certain stuff was overlaid. They obviously had a mixture of things. They shot stuff without the camera, without the visual effects in it, what are called background plates or base plates for filming, and then they mixed them with the visual effects footage that they shot. William is saying, I got to meet Ernie Hudson back in 2015 at a con in Santa Rosa, California. The nicest person I ever met in my life. Yeah, he's a nice guy. We were able to, be with him for a little while at the premiere of Frozen Empire just a few weeks back. And really, you are totally right. Absolutely lovely human. I agree. Cameron's saying you should live stream from Washington Square. Yes, I could do that for sure. What I'll probably do is I'll do another poll like I did before. So if you're subscribed to my channel, and if you're not, do it now. If you subscribe to the channel, you'll be invited to the poll. So you'll see the polls pop up. And I actually did a poll, excuse me, between Lincoln Center and this location. And this location came up top. So if you hit the subscribe button, I'll make sure I send out another poll of where you would like me to live stream from next in this series of New York live stream locations. Let's see, Amy's still taking scenes from the movie, or slightly altered scenes from the movie, and sharing them with us. Thank you, Amy. Rebecca, are there any New York City locations from 2016 version of the movie that would be interesting to stream from? Yeah, I mean, if there's places you like, my suggestion would be when I put up the next poll, if there's anywhere that you're interested in that I haven't listed in there, just add that as an opportunity. Because really, I'm very interested in sharing content with you guys that you really want to see. So, if you want to see somewhere and I haven't thought of it, let me know. I'm interested in helping you guys see the stuff you want to see. Let's see. So, great question, Demetrius, about the restaurant. I will show you the restaurant. It is here. It is here. Let me turn my camera around. So behind this green boarding is Tavern on the Green. This is a restaurant that, and you can't see it very well from here, but that is actually the restaurant that Rick Moranis bangs on the window of and says, somebody let me in. But that's the restaurant right there. So, strictly speaking, when he runs from his building out the door, across here into Central Park, over the wall, it does make sense that he goes to Tavern on the Green. So it does kind of map out, which I love, because in a lot of movies, and especially if you see movies get made in the locations where you live or that you're familiar with, you'll find these weird continuity cuts sometimes where people go one place and they end up in another place, and it's just like, that's not possible, that's not where that is. But this totally plays out. This is literally Central Park West. He's going to cross the road, he's going to jump over the wall, although that wall's a lot higher than it looks. and then he's going to go here. One other thing, by the way, that you might like to see is that these benches, I'm just going to go over here for a bit, just a slightly different movie here, but these benches here, this is one of the benches that Kevin sat on in Home Alone in New York, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Is Lost in New York? Gosh, I can't remember the title now. But where he has that conversation with that guy and starts to get very scared. It's literally one of these benches in Central Park. So many great filming locations in New York. So, yeah. Let's see. What else have we got here as questions? Sadly, my ghost trap from Ghostbusters broke. They were 20 and now they're 200. Yeah. You know what? So I do have a video on my channel, if you're new to the channel, on making a really cool ghost trap from the fairly low price Spirit Halloween trap. And I know if you're not from the US but you're from Europe, there's another store where you can get this trap from. But there's a whole video on my channel of how to take that trap and make it look like a trap from the movie. So if you're interested in that, check out that video. It's called From Toy to Prop. Now, one other thing I'm going to mention here is that I told you that this wall was high. Look at the drop on the back. So it's quite a drop down there. And what I also need to add, it is spring in New York, and these flowers, there's so many flowers here in Central Park. It's a beautiful time in Central Park. It smells beautiful here right now. You can smell all the flowers. Oh, and Celeste is trying to make friends with a bird who's just flown away. I'm sure there'll be another one. So let's see. Mine's saying you could stream from the Lincoln Center. That's not far from there, and they filmed the famous scene between Peter and Dana. They did, although I have heard that they won't let you live stream from that location. Somebody warned me that somebody else tried to do that and they weren't allowed to. So I'm going to find out from that before I try doing that and get told off or thrown out. Estelle, hello. Lots of hearts for Ghostbusters. That's awesome. Rebecca, yeah, Kevin McAllister. I do have a video of on my channel of Home Alone filming locations as well, actually. But I might do it again because it was in COVID when we did it before, and we were all kind of masked up and freezing. So I'm thinking of doing that again. Yeah, Lost in New York is a great movie. I've watched that a lot of times myself, Demetrius. Yes, there is a drop. There's a drop back here. It would not be. They must have thrown a crash mat down here. So look, this is the direct line. He's going to run out of here, past this lamppost, and then jump over the wall. Literally at this point. I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, you could do it, but I think he kind of leaps over the wall in not a way that would enable you to land nicely. So I'm assuming they must have put some crash mats down there or something to protect his fall, because it's. Yeah, it will hurt if you jump down there. But I guess if you're full of adrenaline and a massive demon dog is chasing you, you're capable of anything, right? Trend Aiden's, yeah, New York is just amazing for movies. So many things here that are just classic. When I first moved here, I felt like I was in a movie every day. That's what it felt like. I'm just living a real movie. That's what's happening. Ed's got their chicken now. That's the good. Oh well, you know, what can we do? And Rebecca's right, you know, Lewis Tully is not that tall. So yeah. So I'm gonna have to head out now, but in the last few minutes that we're here, any other questions about here, I'm happily answer them if I can. Anything else you want to see, I'll happily show you that. If you've got ideas for the next live stream about Ghostbusters, then let me know. I'm happy to take ideas. Hello from Russia, hello from America to you. Let's see. Amy saying, leave the stunts to the professionals. That's true. Demetrius, in the aftermath, did you catch the Easter eggs where they were in the cave reading the numbers on the wall? Do you mean Ghostbusters Afterlife? Oh yeah, you meant in Aftermath, not Aftermath. Yes, I did see that. And there's other dates that have not yet happened. You are correct, yes. Gavin, goodbye. Nice, thank you for joining us. Great to have you here. If you just joined the stream or you don't know what this is about, we just spent the last hour talking about this, which is Spook Central from Ghostbusters. We are on Central Park West. Dana Barrett's apartment from the original Ghostbusters, the location where they filmed the Ghostbusters arriving, and the music saving the day playing in the background loudly as we watch the movie. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you like geeky conversations about movies, if you like live streams for movie locations in New York, if you like prop builds, if you're into all sorts of fandom, this is a channel for you. We have conversations like this all the time, especially with the sound of New York. This guy almost ran a person over. That would have been on my live stream in a second. A lady that was looking very lost earlier was just standing here and then decided to walk across the road while it was red. Not a good idea in New York. People get aggressive. You've seen that. You've seen Elf, right? You know, the yellow ones don't stop. That is true here in New York City. But if you're new here and you like what you see and you're interested in that kind of stuff, please like and subscribe. We'd love to have you join us and join this amazing fan community that we're building on Experience Explorers. And like I said, we have conversations about geeky movies and geeky fandoms, and come to locations like this. And we've been spending a lot of time talking about Ghostbusters lately. But that's not the only thing we talk about, but we have, and if you're interested in Ghostbusters, I've got a bunch of videos about Ghostbusters. I've got videos about the premiere of Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. We're lucky enough to be invited to the Frozen Empire premiere. You can check out that video, and the easiest way to find that stuff is just hit the subscribe button and you'll find all of that content. Right, I'm going to take these last questions and then we're going to go because it's actually very cool. Thanks for the thanks, folks that are thanking me. William, thank you. Michael, you answered a lot of the questions, but we want to know, how am I doing today? I'm doing good, thank you, actually. I always really enjoy getting on these live streams and listening to all your questions, so it's really fun. It always makes my day to see people turn up for these live streams and chat with me. It's a real thrill, so thank you. And my day's been good. We actually went to the Friends experience in New York today. I don't know if any of you are Friends fans. You may be surprised to find we're Friends fans. Celeste is hiding behind me. She's really cold, we need to go. But we went to the Friends experience. It's a very cool Friends experience in New York City where they've recreated the sets and have a lot of the props. We did that this morning, so that was super fun. Demetrius asking where the church is. It's there. It's literally there. The one that you shouldn't stand on. Okay, let's see. Trent Aiden saying the Frozen Empire behind the scenes is awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, your ghost trap had a pedal without the pedal because one with that. Yeah, well, I made one with a pedal out, one that didn't have a pedal. And again, if you're up for trying to do some prop design things, then you can check out that video on my channel because I love building props. And actually, again, if you're interested, I did it last Saturday, but I did a live stream from me. I'm building a proton pack at the moment. I'll happily share that live stream with you guys as I'm building, if you're interested in that. Martin's saying, could you end the stream for some point? The movie ends just outside the building, if they let you. Yeah, I'll go over the street and end the stream there. How about that? Let's see. I don't know how to say your name, but you said you were from Russia earlier, and you're saying your English is bad, but you're a fan of Ghostbusters. Well, you're very welcome to the stream. It's good to have fans of Ghostbusters here. Gritty Guy actually made a ghost trap and sold it on Etsy. Good for you. That's awesome. Right, I'm going to cross the road. It's always chaos trying to cross the road in New York. Never look, all these cars try and turn into you while you're crossing. See this? It's always fun. I don't really mean that. It's not fun. Ed's saying, brilliant stream. Sorry, had to go for half of it. Don't worry. Let's see. Right. This is it then. So we're outside. Here we go. This is the entrance. This is the view of the building from here to end the stream. And so thanks for joining me, folks. It's been fun chatting about Ghostbusters, all things Ghostbusters. And we'll see you on the next one. And again, sorry if you're arriving now and you've missed it, but don't worry, it's backed up. You can watch this again, and I've got loads of other videos on my channel that you can check out. So thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.